close till I get up. Time is barely on our side. I don't wanna waste what's left. The storms we chase are leading us, and love is all we'll ever trust. Yeah, no, I don't wanna waste what's left. And on we'll go, through the wastelands, through the highways, till my shadow turns to sun rays. And on we'll go, through the wastelands, through the highways, and on we'll go. Finding life along the way, melodies we haven't played. No, I don't want no rest. Echoing around these walls, fighting to create a song. I don't wanna miss a beat. And on we'll go, through the wastelands, through the highways, till my shadow turns to sun rays. And on we'll go, through the wastelands, through the highways, and on we'll go. And we'll grow in number, fueled by them to see the horizon, turn us to thousands. And we'll grow in number, fueled by them to see the horizon, turn us to thousands. And on we'll go, through the wastelands, through the highways, till my shadow turns to sun rays. And on we'll go, through the wastelands, through the highways, and on we'll go.
I'm walking alone, the streets are empty. The only thing I can see is my own silhouette. I'm getting stronger, step by step. The clock is ticking, but there's no time for regrets. I've been flying from town to town, from London to Taiwan. I've been all around the globe, trying to protect your soul. We are heroes tonight. We will fly above the sky. We are heroes tonight. Yeah. We are heroes tonight. We will fly above the sky. We are heroes tonight. Feel like a dynamite, ready to explode right up in the sky. I need you to listen, I need you to hear, and don't show any fear. I've been flying from town to town, from London to
All right, let's go. What is going on, everybody? Good morning. Happy Monday. Are we glad to be back? Everybody better have all 10 fingers today. What's up? Ryan, Robert, Autumn, Jake, Mr. Woo, Hunter, Mason, Steve, Craig, My Views, TJ, Chill. Let's go. Craig says, let's fucking go, boys and Tom. Let's get it. No fingers, no trading, Robert says. There we go. Good morning, Autumn. All right. What is up? Looking at some stocks this morning. The SPY had gapped down actually a little bit. Kind of freaky to say. Get a little gap down action. Now, the first initial candle of pre-market extended all the way down to 619, 620. Not sure if that's a glitch. I'm not sure. I would doubt it since it's on TradingView as well. So I'm definitely going to be watching that 619, 620 area as support. That's for sure. I actually already had it as support, so I guess we'll take it. But nonetheless, that's where it hit. Now, there is a very large resistance now overhead at 624.50. This is a big level, guys. Technically, I guess you could call it 624.60. But nonetheless, this is a very big level. And as we can see, it's actually holding up as resistance in pre-market here. So if the SPY does try to rise today, that would be a big level to break above. I am going to be watching 623 and 622 as pretty solid areas of support also. I think there could end up being some pretty good PA around there if we do end up getting a drop. But SPY so far today not getting the action that people were hoping for in the continuation from last week. We got all the fireworks on Thursday for the 4th, but now we slowing up a little bit. Slowing up. Let me get my Thinkorswim back open here. I was waiting for the bell to ring this morning, and it didn't ring, and I was like, what the hell? My Thinkorswim froze. Had to close it. Does that to me every Monday morning. Well, I'll be honest. I think it's like half of every morning. Every other morning. Except for that, though, the platform's pretty solid throughout the day. BAC trying to do a little double bottom action here. Go check on ASTS, AST Space Mobile. Trying to pop off here at open. All right, we should be good now. My puts paid? You held puts over the weekend? That was a ballsy one there. Market did get overextended, though. Hey, Steve did too on Tesla. Ooh, Tesla. The fun one here. TSLA. That was a big gap down by them. Down 8% right now. Continuing to drop, actually. Down to 290 if you guys have not seen it yet. Tesla with the major gap down here. Very brutal for them. Wow. 290s coming into play right now as we speak. Zoom out on like a 15-minute. How is 290? Oh, wow. This is actually a pretty big area of support. A lot of PA in the past. Looks like, I guess, there were a lot of extensions down towards 273 recently. In May, we can see multiple bounces off like 273. Same thing here at the very beginning of June. Okay. Still a little bit of ways from that. Be nice to get a drop down to there, though, I'd tell you. Let's go see Apple here. AAPL. Ooh, it broke 215 by a little bit. Got up to the next 216 resistance and dropping. At open here. Pretty wild action by them. Another weird move. Big green candle, but falling. Nvidia suffering because of the tariff news. I noticed there was a lot of pullbacks this morning. I think a lot of that could be attributed to the tariffs, of course. NVDA. Trying to go green here. It's only down 0.23%. If it gets up just a little bit, it'll be up in the green. Bank of America going back to it. Very nice. Still pumping off the double bottom. Nice to see. How about Boeing? You know, Delta reports earnings this week. Delta Airlines. That'll be pretty huge there. Let's go look at LLY. Eli Lilly down in the red quite a bit this morning. 1.69%. Looking at the watch list, BTBT, 17%. Bit Digital. How's BMNR? I was waiting for somebody to say that one. Let's see. Oh, wow, it bounced around $100. Got pretty close to that. A pretty big support. Okay. Like to see 100 there. All right, give me 1 second here, guys. Gonna grab a quick drink of Powerade. I have the orange Powerade this morning. Destroy up the like today. Let's go. Come on, let's get those likes going. If you don't, you know who's coming after you.
How dare you!
All right. We are back. BMNR's trying to really pump off 100. Already bounced off 100 up to 116. Actually has been halted. Just unhalted right now. Let's see how it goes. Uh-oh, little red coming in. That's a big support there, 100 for BMNR. You guys like BMNR at all? Nice, Mason has 718. 625 puts, very nice. I like the date on it. Palantir down, Autumn says. .11%, big pullback off 135. Yeah, this looks pretty rough. I could see it pulling back a bit more, actually, based off the way it's going now. Delta's trying to make a pre-earnings run. They report on Thursday of this week. Now Steve's gonna buy some? That's funny. Tiger Woo said AMZ, I love it. By AMZ, do you mean AMZN? Pretty up and down. Clover Health, 10% today. Pretty low price stock, $2.85 on this one. Let's go check NOC, Northrop. Daily charts, not bad. Coming back a bit. Very slow today, though. Ah, you love BMNR. Got it. Very fun to trade, that's for sure. It's actually down 12% on the day, but if you would have bought close to the $100 support, you're up like 14, 15% already. Just on the stock. No options on this one, of course. But that's how it goes. Make sure you're destroying that like if you're joining up. Let's get to at least 30 today. Quick. 30 quick. Make me happy. Check on Google today. We'll throw up the Mag 7. Here's the Mag 7 setup. Got NVIDIA over here on the bottom left. Looks pretty solid. Tested this area 2 other times this morning. So this is like the 3rd test, I guess. You annihilated it? There we go. Hell yeah, only 2 away. That's what we like to see right there. Meta popping back. Looks pretty good. Amazon looks like it wants to come back as well. Google looks kind of rough, though. Pretty bad PA so far today. The rest aren't terrible. Besides Tesla, of course, 7%. But I figured that one was a given. Everything looks rough to trade, Jambro said. Let's try to find other sectors that might be, going under the radar, like Bank of America today. I know it's not the biggest move ever, but the options probably have done pretty well. Maybe check in on like JP Morgan, nothing there. Let's see some stuff to the downside, maybe. Energy fuels, UUUU. Little pullback action here. You're right, though. A lot of stocks are kind of just back and forth here today. Oklo has a big resistance here in the short term at 54.50 to 55. Maybe identify a breakout of that soon. Probably won't come today. We'll see. XRP's up. Bitcoin's down. How's Ripple look on the daily? Ooh. XRP's kind of been coiling here for a little while. Bouncing off support. This, I don't know. This is like catching my eye really well on the chart. Not that XRP has to go up, but it's definitely an interesting spot. This support area and support range on XRP is huge. From like 170 up to $2. Haven't looked at this one in a while. Bitcoin coiling at the top as well. At big resistance, it's actually rejecting a little bit today. Like Jake said, it was down. How's MicroStrategy today? Down as well. Could be opportunities for pullback here on MicroStrategy if you do think that Bitcoin is going to reject that resistance. Holy drawings. I'm going to take them off. Hang on. Had to clear it. How about IWM? The Russell? It was doing so good last week. It's pulling back a little bit today. It makes sense. You know, the stocks are getting a little overextended here in the short term. PRME's moving. Prime? The energy drinks? No, I'm kidding. Prime Medicine Inc. Pretty explosive here. Off of $1.15. That's a big support that they bounced off of. My gosh. They are moving. There must be some news with them. I would bet. I'm not seeing too much as of late. Not on Thinkorswim's news, but there's probably something out there. CRWV fell today. Yeah, it never got it going, did it? A lot of pullbacks today, Autumn. Whole lot of pullbacks. Just be ready for them. Maybe adapt for a couple of days here. We'll see. I wonder how these deals are going to go with the tariffs. All right. Let's do a little poll here. All right, here we go with the poll. Vote it up. Juan says, I've got some for you to pull. Uh-oh, Juan. Better be careful. Now Palantir is trying to go up. Kratos is moving pretty good under the sea. Yeah, get your votes in. Do you think the tariff deadline this Wednesday will bring in selling pressure, or will it blow over? There's brings in selling pressure, blows over, stocks rise, stocks stay flat, or I don't know. Palantir, Autumn said. Or sorry, Mr. Wu. Yeah, it is coming right back, isn't it? 135. Palantir says, hold my beer. If Palantir really rips back above 135, I think it could start to get pretty explosive once again. Not like super explosive here, but like in the short term, you know, there's a big overhead range to come test. From like 139 up to like 144. That's a big range for a retest. Steve said Upstart has some nice green candles. UPST. Let's see. Okay, pretty nice. Yeah, UPST. Good movement back. Filled the gap, actually, from the gap down this morning. Tough to say if it'll really rip through here right away. You would think it would respect resistance a little bit, but then again, stocks have been pretty wild lately, so. I hate that there's so much resistance here, but let's see how it does. It's like right there. Check back in on Google, which was down a lot this morning, pulled back, trying to bounce it. Go check Tesla. Tesla's not doing the best. They're holding 290 for now, but might start to see a bit of a comeback. You know, they are getting a little overextended to the downside today, but looks pretty brutal whenever you zoom out. Whales are shorting Tesla to 160. 160, that would be a big area if it could get back down to there. It looks pretty brutal in the way it's playing out right now. I could see it. Looks kind of like this point. You know, now I'm not saying that it has to move like this again, but I'm going to box in like a point that I feel like Tesla's kind of like it's at. Note how on this box on the left, very similar to the one on the right, the PA is not perfect there, obviously, by any means. But at the end of the day, once we started to see that support breakdown, there was a big flush. You know, could we see that happen again? I mean, it's plausible. It's plausible for sure. Whenever you zoom out and do some daily chart analysis of Tesla. Steve said Meta's in play. Very much so. Wow. I like how it's holding this base down here at the bottom. Holding it very well, actually. 713, 715 support on Meta. Keep this on watch the next few days. There could be some good opportunities as it holds this. As far as today is concerned, it is right on resistance now. Very close to 725. Avgo's moving up, Tangi says. AVGO, Broadcom. Testing the recent high. Is that the all-time high? It is. It's a big level for Avgo. Cruise liners continue sailing up and on CCL and NCLH. Now that's a sector that could get fun in the short term. Yeah, Carnival Cruise, CCL, this is nice. 1.64% today. Very nice PA lately. NCLH, same thing. That's what I'm talking about, Mr. Under the Sea. I like it. Finding some sectors out there that, you know, they might not be at the top of the watch list. They might not be making big headlines, but, you know, we know that these types of stocks like NCLH and CCL and all of them are pretty good. What's another one? NCLH, CCL. It's Royal Caribbean's one. What's another one, though? Isn't there one more? Wolf's up 47%. Yeah, I saw them this morning They were actually on my pre-market watch list. Killing it. 52% now. Damn, 1.80. $1.80. Very low price stock with Wolf. You zoom out on the daily and, you know, they do get these like little pop backs here. Kind of like what we're getting today. You know, we can see on this overall downtrend, there's been periods where it has had these really good comebacks. It doesn't necessarily, like, kill it, though. But it does love to test those next resistances. Today, it's pretty close to one. Robert said Viking. I think that's it. Weird. I thought there was a stock for it. Oh, VIK maybe. Ah, yeah. Found it. VIK. I kept thinking of Viking Therapeutics. VKTX, but here it is. VIK, Vic. How's Baba in the short term? Pulling back pretty hard. I'm curious to see how these China stocks do. Are kind of underperforming right now, if I had to say so. Go check MSOS. Check the cannabis ETF. Figured I'd check on the weed stocks today. Tilray was doing pretty good at the end of last week, so wanted to check back in on it again. Give me 1 second to grab a quick drink of the Powerade. Throw up Mag 7 real fast. Throw out what stocks you're looking at this morning, though. We'll take a look at them. If you're just now joining up, of course. Look at SPY on the top left starting to go. That's pretty fire there with SPY. Looks pretty bullish on its intraday setup. I usually love it whenever stocks have this type of setup with the hold right here as I'm pointing at. If you're new to looking at price action, I would study this box here very closely. The way in which it has bounced right off of, let's say, this range here is perfect. Usually a pretty good side. Hopefully we get a good move coming in. Go check the NASDAQ real fast. Wolf. Under the sea. I like it. 1.89. Still on the prowl here. Wolf speed. Tangy Man said zim it up. Z-I-M. Shipping, huh? Okay. Some little shipping stocks today. We'll take it. We'll take it. Go check SoFi here. SOFI. SoFi Technology down up 2.96% today. Looking at the daily, looking good. Good breakouts here, SoFi. Wow. As we zoom out, SoFi is getting back up there for sure. I always love some SoFi. Didn't check on it today, but 2.8%. Pretty underrated, I'd say, in the short term, Abe. 1920 high of day today. Could still be opportunities above there, but it's up pretty good. BBAI, Big Bear. What are we looking like with Big Bear today? Nothing too crazy, actually. Kind of sold off. Doesn't have as good of a look as a lot of other stocks do today on their recovery. Even on the setup this morning, just not as good as, I would say, like, not near as good as SoFi, you know, is just one quick example. But not bad to keep watching it, of course. The BBAI has had a lot of good PA in the short term, so could be some opportunities here. I am a little worried that it starts to reject here a little bit more. QS is falling. QuantumScape down 4.3%. Yeah, you know, this stock got pretty overextended here in the short term. Had a big pump going. It still could continue, but I would say pretty rare. I kind of thought you meant that, my views. That's kind of what I thought you meant. But when I looked at QuantumScape, it was down quite a bit too. Wow, yeah, QQQ falling quite a bit. 552.50 coming up. This looks pretty brutal today. PA not looking very good. Looks kind of like Tesla. Looks actually exactly like Tesla. Pull up some news really fast. All right, looking at the headlines here. Nothing too crazy right now. BAC bouncing at 48.70 looks pretty good. Bank of America, I know we looked at this one earlier, but it has been moving pretty well today. Let's go back to the cruise lines, which also had some good action. CCL, RCL, NCLH, they're starting to consolidate, pull back a little bit. Eric said, where do you go to check the news? I actually use this website called stocklabs.com/news. If you go there, it'll show you all the big Twitter people posting on the news, and it's usually very, very good. Now, of course, there's always problems, you know, if, you know how sometimes news will put out headlines, then it comes out that it wasn't real. You know, there's always that possibility, so, you know, keep that in the back of your mind, but usually it's pretty good, unless there's like a big problem. What was the last big fake one? I remember the market like died or it popped. I can't remember. There was some news with like the tariff deadline being paused like 3 months ago. And everybody came out with it, and then everyone said it was fake, but then they did it 2 days later. So it was like, It ended up not really being fake, but it was hilarious. I like ground news to avoid BS news. What do you mean by ground news there? Just let me know. Is that like a website, or is that like a certain genre of news, or 40-day cruise? Whoa, that's insane under the sea. Okay, it's a website. Gotcha. Here, I'll throw the link in the chat here for the one I use. I don't even know if it shows you guys those links or not. YouTube likes to block those. Tesla's back up, Mr. Wu says. Starting to recover. There we go. Yeah, it held 290 pretty well. Very solid by Tesla. Now, is it playable? It could be. Could be. It's nearing resistance again. I think you would have to have been more of a dip buyer there today, which I think was a little tough, but... Circle's popping, Steve said. Now that's one that could get fun. It's up 8% right now. Looking at the daily, it had been dipping pretty hard, coming back up off of it now. This looks solid on the daily. It moved above $200 today. Big resistance to get back above, so that's solid right there. Viking does river cruises under the sea, said. Gotcha. I have seen those. I've like gotten, I don't know, things in the mail for it or something, but... Yeah, let's go, Craig. I love the way this is moving here. If you're new to the channel, make sure you destroy that subscribe button. Helps us out quite a bit here on the morning live streams. Also, destroy that like. Also helps us out more than you think. Back to Baba real quick, trying to recover here. Tesla is still looking pretty nice on its recovery. Wow, it's getting back up there pretty well. Getting towards the high of pre-market. Granted, it's not very high, but but still a big level. So Tesla, you know, $300 coming up would be pretty huge today. To get to 300. Yeah, Sun Bear, take a look at Netflix for sure. NFLX pulled back hard, sitting around 1280, major support. Past couple trading days, it's bounced here multiple times. That's actually quite a bit of bounces here. Tesla, or sorry, Netflix might try to do a bounce here. In which case, you could try to play it off of support. Just realize If it does start to turn over and break below support, I wouldn't bag hold it too long. Let's go check on run and end phase. Run, very nice action. 3.7%. It dipped at open, which kind of sucked, but it's been coming back after those first couple candles. And I would go as far as saying coming back very well. Meta. Check that one out. 724, 725 resistance on Meta coming into play. Very nice action by it this morning. It's been one of these stocks holding up the SPY the best, I would say. Now, the SPY hasn't held up very well. Not necessarily. Unfortunately, SPY attempted to make that hold here earlier, and it gave out. So now, SPY is selling off in a pretty major way. Once it got back under this level here that I'm marking out, that would be exactly where you'd want to reverse. Right there. Because that was really the area holding at this point that seemed pretty bullish, right? Once that reversed, that's kind of your indication of, okay, something's shifting, right? Something's shifting. Right now, the same thing's going on right here. To the downside, SPY's attempting to hold right here and make this better move down. It already had a good rejection from the top, but can we get like a good actual drop going here? That's the good question now. Kind of like at the top, like could we actually get that good pop going? Not the case. Not the case. With most of the PA being more negative today, I do think that we could end up maybe seeing more of a drop here. Hopefully sooner rather than later, but looks like we are not going to be testing this high of pre-market, at least not anytime in the next few minutes. That'd be hilarious if the SPY just went like boom, like in like 1 second, but I think that'd be a pretty news-driven candle. Good morning, Demure. How we doing today? Made a tiny scalp on NVIDIA. Okay. Nice, nice, nice. Glad to hear that. TAN's bouncing back. Solar ETF, okay. How's FSLR? Still pretty rough today. Still pretty rough. I know that the one that's been the most fun today has been RUN Sunrun. Unless there's another one out there, but this one's the one I've been watching mainly. With the solar stocks anyways. I tried to grab Tesla puts at 289 and it bounced right back, but I had a tight stop just in case. Demir said, Tom, you ever play the Brothers in Arms game? I have. I have, actually. Let me Google it real quick. I used to play the one called Hell's Highway, but I haven't played it since then. Hell, I didn't even know they made one in like 2014. You finished Road to Hill 30? Nice. Yeah, those are probably some pretty fun campaigns. That kind of gets me nostalgic, Demir. Jambro said this looks like a comeback in the afternoon kind of day. It might be. It might be with the SPY a little bit. SPY's getting down towards pre-market support now. Bouncing right off of it, actually. 622.50. Holding for now. We'll see if it holds. There's a big range going on if it does hold. Are they pretty short games, Demir? Go check on Visa and MasterCard really quick, the credit cards. Visa down 0.83%, MasterCard down 0.66%. Definitely not the best PA there. Go back to Tesla. Everyone loves to see Tesla coming back.
Spreading all around my room. My world's so bright, it's hard to breathe, but that's alright.
8 hours? Okay, that's not too bad. Tiger says Uber. Uber's holding up very well today. 2.46%. If it can hold this support here, that'd be pretty beautiful too. Big level. A lot of touches and bounces there. General Motors. Check on the daily here. A lot of overhead resistance. How about Ford? Very similar setup. Very nice run last week, but pretty rough pullback today. You might get like a couple days of pullback here. That'd be something I wouldn't be very surprised to see at all. Ari might be something. Riri? What? It's definitely looking good on the daily. It's up 10% today. Never heard of this one. At Renew Inc. Man, I mean, it's on fire. I know, right, Tanji? Costco with a downwards thumb, Jake said. COST. Ooh, big red. Down to 977.45. Looking at the daily. Wow, it looks pretty rough. Rejecting at $1,000 too. Really failed to break back above there in the short term. That's not a good sign. Costco's going to need to get something going because this looks brutal on the daily. All right. Sorry about that. Looking at the SPY again. If it'll switch. There we go. 622.50 support. This support is major. If you're just now joining up or you didn't catch it earlier, this support is pretty big from pre-market. We can see that's where SPY bounced 2 times this morning. So far, it's holding up. Seems like there's a pretty big range going on. You could maybe play the range if you wanted. Once the range breaks, you might have to adapt a little bit there. Meta seems to be heading to PDH. Previous day high. Yeah, it's getting up there. My word, Meta. 1.08%. That's huge right there. Wolf filed for bankruptcy? I heard people saying that. I heard people saying that today, that was maybe the reason why they were moving so much. Give me 1 sec. I heard that they pulled it back though, but I didn't look into it 100%. All right, you guys know what time it is. It's protein shake time. Oh, yeah. That's what time it is. Time for a really quick intermission. Tesla bouncing pretty well, 294. Tesla's really trying to hold this range, guys. They could maybe try to mount a small comeback today if it continues to hold here.
You're
All right, all right. Sorry about that, guys. It turned into fatherly duty time, actually. In the meantime, let's enjoy this halftime show of Demure singing Dolly Parton. That would be awesome. A little karaoke. All right, let's go check out those cruise lines again. Wolf started pulling back a little bit. Wow, CCL pulled back really hard here. NCLH, yeah, pretty much straight down. They gave back all their gains from the day. Wow, Baidu, 4.6%, actually moving higher. All right, there we go, China stock. How's Caesars? CZR? Caesars Entertainment. Listening to Pink? Let's have a meetup and go to karaoke in Vegas? Oh no. I wouldn't be singing, but if you want to. CZR. How's Win? I know that these stocks had some pretty good movement last week. Win is still moving higher. I like it. It's pretty consistent, 1.57%. It's nothing too crazy, but pretty consistent there. Demure. Win. Yeah, bouncing up towards 108. Pretty good. Let's look at the daily. You guys will be pretty surprised, I think. Oh, yeah. Blasted through $100 recently. That's how we get it done, Win. What was that other ticker? Melco. That's right. MLCO. Melco's doing it with Win. Maybe check MGM. Yeah, that would be pretty cool, wouldn't it? Could actually do it, yeah. I could do, if Demure wants to get on, like, a little video call with me, I'll put him on. Then you'll really want to cancel Tangy? Oh, no. I've only sang it, like, 1 or 2 times ever. Never gonna give you up. Oh, do a Rickroll on him. Dylan says BMNR. Might as well look back at it, right? Yeah, they're sitting around 99 right now. Oh no, BMNR. Darn, I don't love to see that. BMNR falling off pretty hard right now. Definitely not continuing. Now that it's under 100, it's getting a little bit freaky. It's getting under support, and it's falling off pretty quickly under support too. There's a green candle back on it. This one's wild. Look at that wild wick. When I lived in San Francisco, I would go to karaoke on Wednesdays and get blasted with the Japanese business guys. It was great. I could only imagine what they sounded like doing karaoke. Let's go check Boeing. Nothing. Go to Tessie again. I love that one, Mason. I like it whenever Plankton takes over and he's like, bombs blow up something, or it's funny. Yeah, that's it. The campfire song's pretty good. You guys know about mayonnaise, right? Right?
Is mayonnaise an instrument?
No, Patrick, mayonnaise is not an instrument. Horseradish is not an instrument either.
Ken Griffin loves mayonnaise. I actually just bought some mayonnaise yesterday, but funny enough. Tessie's holding under 294 here. It was attempting to hold 294 for about 30 minutes, and now it actually just got underneath it. Not the best sign to get underneath it there. Watch this area close, though, because if Tesla starts to, like, rip back up, and it really rips past this range, that's where we could start to catch an entry opportunity. SPY right at support. SPX looking weak. Uh-oh. Yeah, SPY right on the low of the morning, right on that intraday support from pre-market. Not looking good, SPY. Last time, well, excuse me. Last time it touched here, it actually rocketed right back, so we'll see if it holds this time or not. You know, it's been respecting this level pretty well. But I think it's a bad sign to see it continually rejecting down to there. Chris Tucker and Rush Hour 2. You know, I actually have never seen those movies. Funny enough. Although I did watch Enemy at the Gates last night. Let me do a quick research on it here, Mr. Wu. I'll let you know. Sometimes whenever people file for bankruptcy, it could actually go good, Mr. Wu, because at the end of the day, the bankruptcy's meant to help them. You know, at the end of the day, it's meant to help them, you know, either help them with debt, restructuring their business, things of that nature. So sometimes it could be seen as a good thing. And so, like, if WOLF, Wolf Speed, if they are, you know, filing for bankruptcy like this, that could be something that's, you know, good. Could be. I'm looking here. Yeah, I'm seeing that a lot of people are talking about how they're restructuring their debt. It lowers its debt by $4.6 billion and cuts annual interest payments by 60%. That's pretty big. Yeah. Yeah, so investors aren't really seeing it as like a big collapse there. Yeah, that's the thing, knee guards. I've seen this happen plenty of times too. Like if you guys follow, let's say, bankruptcy stocks quite a bit, you'll see that they do pop up quite often from, you know, the debt being restructured and the bankruptcy ultimately helping them. Seen it quite a bit. Yeah, definitely different than Chris Brown. You asked them to get out their samurai swords? Oh, no. I gotta see those movies. Rush Hour 2. Everyone always says that they're good. I've seen bits and pieces of one of them, but not really. Back to Tessie real quick. Tessie fell off here pretty good. Tesla just, it's in this weird period of consolidation right here. I don't love how it keeps rejecting right here where the blue line is. Little double top right there. Go back to the watch list. Run is still up around the top. RUN bounced off 1080 support pretty well, which is nice to see. Good bounce there, RUN. Maybe see some potential here as it comes back. Roblox attempting to move. It's up 2.7%. Not super huge or anything by any means. DraftKings up 1%. Trying to move a bit higher with DraftKings. You know, going to the daily with them, they're getting pretty low again. You know, they're starting to reject. They start to fall back towards that $30 support. It'll be go time. You sung Bruce Springsteen's Born in the USA the last time you were in Japan. No way, knee guards. That's pretty wild. That's pretty ballsy over there, huh? Sung it with the locals. That's funny. Can you speak Japanese, knee guards? Yeah, DraftKings. There we go. Some nice green action there. The daily. ORMP, ORIP Med. I don't know if you guys remember this one. Oramed Pharmaceuticals. This is one that Ben Shapiro bought into. He owns a very significant amount of this. I think that they make an insulin pill. I'm not too keen on when like trials for this pill and things are happening or where it is in development, but nonetheless, it's one that I like to look at. Looks like they did a stock buyback program for a year, so that's good. That was announced on May 21st. Yeah, their stock started moving quite well after that. But they're right around support right now. Kind of closer to the bottom end of their range if you're interested. This one does have some pretty good action from time to time. You know, and it loves this little range here. And, you know, if you hold it for the long term, it could be even better than that. But definitely a bit of a freaky stock. I think a little bit could go a long way here. But yeah, the Shapiro stock. Yeah. Tangy Man knows it. Oh, is it? I didn't know. Chill. Interesting. I didn't know that. I'll have to listen to it. You like the new format of the daily videos yesterday. I'm glad to hear that, Amit. How about anybody else out there? Do you guys like the new format? Oh, it's an anti-war protest song. Ew. I'm just kidding, chill. That's funny. The Shapiro stock, ORMP. But yeah, I'm glad to hear that you like the new format, Amit. You know, we've been working on that for a little while. Amit says, SPY up or down? Let's see, SPY. It'll probably bounce off this support for a little while, so I'm going to say up in the ultra short term, but I'm watching more for this support to give out here eventually. So I'm saying up for now, but down later. Personally. Is that right? TMC's coming back? There we go, Xavier. Yeah, pretty good. Not the best ever, but pretty good comeback. Steve likes it, okay. Caught you off guard? Yeah. I wonder if some people even know. Oh, gotcha, knee guards. I know that, I'll say this, knee guards, there's a lot of things to be said about that war. A lot of soldiers, as they came back after the war, were ridiculed for fighting in the war and stuff. It was kind of sad. But a lot of them were forced to do it, so. Granted, not everybody, but. Demir's got to go clean his M1 Garand. That's funny. Should have never been in there. U.S. lied. They could have. You know, there's a lot to be said there. Yeah, that's kind of what I'm saying, knee guards. Everything's a conspiracy or controversy. Palantir up to 135, 135.50. Yeah, that sucks, chill. I know there's a lot that had problems with that from that one. $135.50 Palantir. Got really choppy here. Look at all this chop. The poll is looking bad. Brings in selling pressure, is winning by a lot. Wow. Yeah, it definitely is looking pretty rough. Get your votes in on the poll if you haven't done so yet. Also, like up the video. We're only 3 away from 40. That helps us out, of course. That's awesome. Wasn't the tariff deadline extended to August? It goes out to August 1st, but it's not like a true extension. And there's like a little bit of like confusion there. So it's kind of like this. Like the deadline is July 9th, but then they're also going to they're going to go into effect on August 1st. So it's a bit strange on how that works. Essentially, it's kind of like having a deadline extension, but without them like truly saying like extension, you know. At least that's how it was yesterday whenever we made it. Things could have changed. I didn't see that myself. I just know that there's a lot of confusion surrounding that. I think people are confused. Let's see what ChatGPT says. The July 9th deadline marks when the letters start going out, but any tariffs issued would take effect August 1st. So there is the July 9th deadline where we're going to issue the letters, apparently. Trump confirmed he does not plan to extend the July 9th tariff deadline and emphasized that the administration can do whatever we want regarding timing. So looks like, honestly, the timing is all over the place. But so the deal deadline's July 9th, and then the tariff implementation is August 1st. So that's why I think people are a little confused. So it's kind of like it got extended. It's allowing more time for negotiations, but it's kind of at the same time, there's still the July 9th deadline. So it usually does, Knee Guard said. Knee Guards, have you been following the polls quite a bit here? That'll be interesting to see. See if the market inverses the poll or not. I wouldn't be surprised. That's what I'm saying, Jambro Co. I saw that too. But there's lots of letters to go out. Some will probably go out today, but There's a lot more letters that should be going out too. I heard that there's even like, I heard there could be hundreds. I'm not 100% sure on that, Mason. Jason likes the new format? Nice. Spy got through our line? Oh yeah, it did. 622.50 broke down. Pretty brutal to see there.
So you can see what you do. Restless every time we start looking as lost control. Oh, it's paradise with honesty, but in the dead of the night.
Alrighty, guys, we're gonna call the stream there. I appreciate everybody joining up this beautiful Monday, though. This was really cool. Nice morning so far, I'd say. A lot of good PA. Even though I know you guys didn't love a lot of the action. You know, there's still some pretty good movers out there. I know the cruise lines were up and down for sure. Opportunities there. Mainly downside opportunities today, though. You know, of course, with a lot of these stocks pulling back, unfortunately. But yeah, happy Monday, and hope everybody walks away with some nice profits today. Make sure you secure your gains, lock them in. Don't feel the need to overtrade this afternoon. But all right, let's have a good one. Talk to you guys later.